While I'm sitting there, man, I want to tell y'all about this time. I had went to jail. I was on the run. I was on the run for a gun charge. It was my I got caught up at a little event with a gun. So I went to jail for a gun or whatever. You hear me? And this was like after the storm and shit. You hear me? No, I'm lying. This was right before the storm. And I was on the run. You hear me? I had went out there to Texas, out there in Dallas. Then I came back and then I went to St. Louis. You hear me? I was out there in St. Louis for a couple, like a month. And then I came back down to the city. You hear me? So come back down to the city. I link up with my brother and my other partners and shit. But that whole day was crazy. You hear me? It's like the whole day I was taking chances. You hear me? I'm out there on the block and shit. The police was hot and everything, but I'm getting away. My partner Drew, this nigga here, he get into it with his old lady and her cousin. You know, the domestic shit. They fighting and all that shit like that. And the cousin, oh, you ain't gonna do nothing to my cousin and all this shit like that. He punched her one time. You hear me? She like leave her cousin like you on your own, girl, or whatever. The girl grab a knife and all this shit. No, she grabbed a knife, so that nigga grabbed his knife. He like, yeah, I been waiting to use this bitch and all this. Nigga like, oh Lord. His mama like, chill out, please stop this or whatever. She jumping away. When he coming to swing that bitch, you hear me? He ended up stabbing his mama. You hear me, in the hand or whatever. So he really flashed out like, you see what you made me do? You made me stab my mama and all this. So now they really fighting and all this shit. They go from inside to outside on the porch. They on the porch and he had them dreads. You hear me? She grabbing his dreads like, you hear me? He like, man, let me go or whatever like that. So like I'm standing right there, and I remember his mom like, do something. You know? I'm like, man, what I'm gonna do? You hear me? And so that's what he like, man, Tramal, make her let my dreads go or whatever. So I'm like, man. And so at first I ain't gonna lie, I was like trying to stay out of it. But she busts out something. What you talking about? He ain't gonna touch me. He ain't gonna do. I'm like, what? So I kick her ass. Bop, bop. Kick her ass. Make her, you like, you hear me? Make her let them dreads go, you hear me? So when she called the police, she get a police, his description and my description, you hear me? You did for me kicking her or whatever like that. So now the police looking for both of us, you hear me? And so when we just like a couple, like probably half an hour to an hour later, we on the block, and that's when the police was coming, and so it's like it was like a little cut. It's like it was a little cut, you hear me, that you could go through right there off Palmyra around Miro. You hear me? It was a little cut, and the little chick T and them stayed right there, and so they was coming up. They was, look, Glenn was in the back seat and he rolled down the window. You hear me? The little chick T was driving with the other little chick in the front, and that boy look, Glenn rolled down the window. He like, boy, hurry up, come on, the people coming. I'm like, huh? He like, come on. So me and that boy Drew jump in the car, and they heard it swing through that cut. And you dig, and it's crazy how the shit was, cause the house was back there, you hear me? So like we heard to jump in that car with them, you hear me? And hit the cut and get in the and we get in the house, you hear me? And so like the people really was looking for us, you dig? And so hours later, we go and we fucking with my nigga Rick, God rest the dead. That boy dead now, you hear me? But and we shoot down on the night wall to go buy this whole crystal. We get these Zan balls, you hear me? We go get the balls and shit. We go get us a drink or whatever. So now we coming out the night wall, and nigga like happy to, cause like I said, I've been on the run. So now I'm back in town, And so, nigga, we bucking, we partying, you hear me? And this when nigga had that 2005 Max, that new Max with the moon roof and all that shit like that, you hear me? When them bitches first come out. And so, we flying. This Trap or Die time era. Young Jeezy, that Trap or Die shit, you hear me? And so we coming off the bridge, around the canal exit, you hear me? And if y'all remember the song, $150 on the way, call me NASCAR, vroom, you hear me? We bumping that bitch. And so we coming down the curve, the loop on the canal exit, getting off, and he turning down canal. I see the police on the side, so I tell that boy, man, chill out, the police right there, that bitch there. $150 by the way, call me that, vroom, he mashed the gas, he go even faster, you hear me? So, in my mind, you hear me, if you gonna do this, then we about to go on a high speed, you dig? Like back then, fuck, nigga ain't tripping. You hear nigga living like that, high speeds, whatever, you hear me? I'm living like that, you hear me? So shit, that boy go, man, the people, whoop, whoop, he coming behind us, you hear me? Man, this nigga pull over. That nigga like, man, what the fuck? Cause now, I'm already wanted for my little shit with the gun charge and shit. Drew wanted for the domestic shit earlier, and I got that on me now. And we got Red in the car, and nigga got gun, all that crazy shit in the car, you hear me? People pull us, this nigga pull over, people pull us out the car, whatever, you hear me? So they got us on the car, another car pull up, so now they got 2 cars on us, you hear me? And so they go to asking everybody name, right? And so now I'm out there with my real brother. Now that nigga Drew, he give him his real name off the dump, you hear me? So, they cuffing him or whatever like that. And this nigga here go to bucking, cause he mad that, he like, this bitch called the police on me, fuck y'all and all this, suck my dick, all this shit like this, you hear me? So they ask my name, and so I give him a fake name. And the fake name I give him, the last name was Allen, and that's Drew last name, you hear me? And so they like, oh, that's your brother? And I ain't lying. You look back on shit and think back, like, man, I was slow on my feet on that one. I'm full of them drugs, dude, full of them Zan balls and shit. So my thought process was slow. I should have said, yeah, that's my brother. But I said, no, that's my brother. I'm talking about my real brother. So he like, well, how your name match his name? But so they like, what's your social? So I'm like, shit, I don't even know about her or whatever, you hear me? And so that's when that boy just bust out. You pull that tased out. That boy said, you ever been tased before? I said, no. He said, man, if you don't give me your fucking real name, you gonna get tased tonight or whatever, you hear me? So I look and I lie. So I said, shit, I ain't never been tased and I ain't trying to get tased. So I said, fuck it, you hear me? I just gave him my real name. So I'm to pull it up and they see I'm wanted and shit. Like, oh, that's why you don't want to give you real name. Put me in the cuffs, you hear me? Now around this time though, I had just made 17, you hear me? So I was used to going to juvenile jail, you hear me? But now that, I'm 17, I'm going to the big jail. So when they put me in the car with that boy Drew, I'm like, what y'all doing, you hear me? Cause juveniles and y'all gonna get separated, you hear me? So when they put me in the car with him, I'm like, what y'all doing, you dig? And they like, boy, you going to big jail now. I'm like, man, what the fuck? So I go in that bitch. It's my first time ever being in the grown man type jail, you hear me? So when I walk in that bitch, like I've been small all my life, you hear me? When I'm looking around that bitch, man, everybody looking like gorillas, silverbacks in that bitch, apes and shit. I'm like, Lord, boy, what the fuck, you hear me? So I'm like, fuck it. And then, nigga, I ain't gonna never let a motherfucker see me sweat. I don't care what's going on in my head. It'll never show on my face, you hear me? So fuck. Nigga in this bitch, you hear me? So me and him in the little holding tank, me and Drew, we together. And so they got this nigga, he laid across the bench. You hear me? He laid across the bench, you hear me? And I'm standing up across from the wall. So that boy Drew, he go to like sit down, that boy like move home his feet. So when that nigga move home his feet, and jump up, and he like, man, you tripping, man, I don't move my feet or whatever like that, you hear me? And so that boy Drew like, all right, you got that, you hear me? Like, man, I know I got that. He like kind of go off on him, you hear me? And so I'm like, shit, getting ready, cause I'm like, you know, I know this bitch Drew be flashing, so I'm like, shit, this about to go down in this bitch, you hear me? And but that bitch Drew like, let it go. And so when I saw that, my mind like, damn, what the fuck, you hear me? It's like my mind went to rolling like, damn, if he ain't flashing, then what the fuck is we? You dig? Like, this shit, some real shit. And so we ended up getting separated. And I'm going to Templeman. I can't remember if it was Templeman. I can't remember which one, but I know I was in Templeman, you hear me? And so that bitch like a whole little, you know, upstairs and downstairs, nothing but cells, you hear me? So I go upstairs, go in my cell, you hear me? I lay down. It's around feed up time. A nigga from the 7th ward in my celling, you hear me? So nigga go get my food and all that shit like that. I'm eating, whatever. Go sit down at the table, eat, or go back upstairs, sit in my cell, you hear me? So they had a white boy, he had rolled in with a big cocky white boy too, you hear me? I see this nigga over there going, he like going to different cells and shit, but he ain't have no cover, he ain't had no blanket. And so that boy go in one cell, he take a blanket off the thing, you hear me? Wrap it around him. And now he's standing on the outside on the little rails, you hear me? So they got a dude, that boy was downstairs watching TV. That boy go upstairs in that cell where that nigga went and got that blanket from. He go in that bitch, come back out, he like looking around. That boy look at that white boy, that boy say, you, man, you took my blanket, you hear me? He said, oh, this yours? He like, man, you took my blanket? He like, man, listen, I didn't have a blanket out, man. Go in that cell and sit down, you hear me? And don't move. Like, nigga really told that boy that like that verbatim. Like, go in that cell and sit down and don't move, you hear me? And that nigga really went in that cell and sat down and didn't move, you hear me? So my celling, that boy like, man, that nigga gonna get fucked tonight, you hear me? So, like I said, I'm used to juvenile jail, you hear me? So I'm like, what the fuck? What you mean you gonna get fucked? That boy like, man, that boy gonna get fucked tonight, son. You hear me? So we go to running in on some other shit now. So, you know, in jail, you can't really tell what time it is and shit unless you looking at the news or some shit like that. So, you know, me and dude running it, we epping and shit like that. And so, I guess it's later on that night or whatever. Man, next thing you know, all you hear, come on, man, please. I didn't know it was all that, you heard me? Nigga like, man, what the fuck? So that boy like, man, I told you that boy gonna get fucked. That boy, no, please, come on, no. That boy screaming, help, all that shit. Nigga like, boy, what the fuck? So me and my celly, we like, you know, laughing and shit about the shit, but in my mind, boy, I'm like, man, what the fuck? Like, boy, where the fuck I'm at? You hear me? I'm like, Lord Jesus, here, cause there's a big ass white boy, son. I'm talking about that, like, dog, that nigga big, son. And that's why I knew that you gotta, it's like your heart, you hear me? I don't care how big you gotta be your heart. You gotta be a man in that bitch, son. You hear me? So dude that got him, you did. So the next day they transferred me back to the juvenile jail, cause even though I was 17, I was still on a juvenile charge, you hear me? Like, my charge was a juvenile charge, so I was in juvenile court and stuff like that. So they transferred me to the juvenile jail, back to CYC. So when I get in that bitch, boy, I ain't lying, look, I felt like a big dog now. Boy, I'm like, boy, I'm a big dog, bitch. Y'all niggas ain't seen what I seen. Y'all ain't been through what I've been through, you hear me? For real, I'm talking about, I felt like I was the illest nigga in CYC, you hear me? And that was the night when I went to CYC, they had a nigga from Shrewsbury. We was supposed to fight. And the nigga, I don't know why, I don't know what it was. Well, that boy, like, he looked my way, and when they wanted us to fight, the nigga, like, he ain't want to fight me. He like, man, I don't know that dude, bro. I don't want to fight that dude. They like, man, come on, man, y'all gotta get in that thing. So, I done strapped up my shoes. I'm, you hear me, making my way to the bathroom like what it is. Man, that boy like he ain't want to fight me, you hear me? So You dig? I'm like, dog, I'm talking about I really felt like a big dog, you hear me? Man, that shit, that was funny as a motherfucker, though, son. But, yeah, I just wanted to run that with y'all, you hear me? I'll be back with another story, you dig? I'm out. Fuck this motherfucker coming.